Sunday.
What are you sipping on this morning, by the way? Just a cup of coffee?
I have just a little coffee. I like it black, just coffee and ice because I'm an ice person.
Okay, I got a little bit of a cold brew and a little bit of Bailey's.
Ooh, nice. I
Ooh,
I've got I found this really good actually a good instant coffee called it's actually a coffee at REI of all places. It's actually a camping coffee that you can actually make it with cold water and actually tastes really good. So
really? Hmm.
instant coffee that actually tastes good. So
Well,
I'm thinking,
what really tastes good was the win last Sunday against Denver, and
hmm
I don't know if you caught this week, but I did put in the podcast out this last Tuesday called Receipt Tuesday. Did you catch that? I don't know if I even showed that to you before I posted
I
it.
don't think so. I
Okay, so I basically
was a little busy with the work week, so
yeah, normally what we'll do is that whatever we say on this 12th hour podcast on Tuesday, I'll come back and do and kind of share the receipts. What did you think? What did I think? What really happened? So
oh,
that's another sort of part of the podcast episodes, the
you were
receipt
1
Tuesday.
point away from that score.
Yeah, yeah. There was
Well done, 27-20.
a lot of things we got right, a lot of things we didn't get right, but that's okay.
Oh,
That's part of
first
kind of
half.
kind of just understanding how we do things here today. But anyway, yeah, we decided to change this episode from the 11th hour to the 12th hour. That's Vega's creativity because we are the 12th man, and
Mhm.
again, those of us that grew up watching the Seahawks will always be Seahawks fans. And so today, the Seahawks, they are already in New England, and they are 6 point favorites. Or excuse me, this is the wrong one. It was supposed to edit. I didn't edit that one. We're 3.5 point favorites. And um, what do you think? First question of the day is, which players are you looking to see do well today or improve from last Sunday against the Broncos? And
Offensive line, except for Charles Cross, he did great. Everybody else, I hope to see an improvement.
I want to see the second half version of the offensive line
Exactly. Do
today.
it all 4 quarters. That would be lovely. Let's
Yeah,
do
during the Receipt Tuesday episode on Tuesday, we pushed out that that was one of my biggest question marks last
mhm.
going into the first game was how are these five guys going to play together? They
Oof.
haven't never played together before, and you have to have
Yeah.
all this communication. And thank goodness, then almost I think all five of them, well, maybe one. Oh, Anthony Bradford's the second year, but
Mhm.
no rookies played last week on the
Yeah.
offensive line at least to start, and that's a huge plus. You want to be able to have guys that have been in the league, they've played with other guys before, so it's not like they're brand new. They might have had the little first game jitters there in the first half, but
Mhm.
so yeah, so you think the offensive line is who you'd like to see improve today? I'm going to agree with you on that. I think the other part of what I want to see on is on defense. And we did get a lot of good quarterback pressure against the rookie last week, and you nailed it. We I think Bo Nix was running for his life quite a bit yet last Sunday, but this Sunday they've got of course Jacoby Brissett is a veteran, kind of a savvy quarterback, and this week they're playing against a team that likes to run the ball. They kind of play a lot of like kind of how the old Pete Carroll teams are run, 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 have a real stingy defense. And so the defensive line is who I'd like to see make sure that they at least make this a one-dimensional game with having Brissett sort of be the guy that has to win it for them.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely definitely want to see. But I felt our defense did really good. Yes, last time. So I think that one I'm not as worried. The D line, I'm not as worried about the D line as I am the O line.
Yeah.
Um, Also, some other guys I'm hoping will do well today is our backup running backs because K9's out. Because I love K9, but the poor guy just cannot stay healthy. He'll have a great game and then be out the next game. It's becoming a pattern with our running backs lately. So I'm hoping Charbonnet or Kenny McIntosh, or I'm hoping to see Holani today, maybe have breakout games. That would be kind of crucial to, I think, beating the Patriots is maintaining a good run game.
Yeah, I mean, getting back to K9, I mean, dude, he suplexed a defensive player. Like, you just can't do that in this league. You can't pick up a guy and suplex him. I mean,
Um,
you're gonna pop an oblique, you know.
and that's
Uh,
exactly
but
what hurt him.
you know, the other thing, I think, you know, Coach, you know, the offensive coordinator Grubb is gonna most likely just go with the hot hand. I think if it's Charbonnet that is doing it, he'll
Yeah,
keep on with him. If he's sort of slow out of the gate, then you know, I think uh,
put
all
Olani
three all three running backs could do really really well today.
or
And you're
Ken.
right, one of them's gonna pop. Is it gonna be Charbonnet? You know, I play Charbonnet on Madden, and he's not that fast.
I'm
So
not that high on Charbonnet. I don't think he does very well at the line of scrimmage. I think he
no.
gets plugged up too much.
He's a
Um,
short run guy.
I'm kind of hoping that they'll actually give K-Mac a chance and Holani a chance and not just stubbornly shove Charbonnet in there when he's not doing well. It drives
Yeah,
me crazy when they do that. Or say the Patriots have a good defensive line, let's put our running backs out in space or make the running game just or I don't know if I'm putting this right, make the running game an extension of the passing game. Get your running back out as a receiver,
right.
but and throw to your running back and then let him run if we're getting stopped at the line of scrimmage, or go with the short passing game, put JSN in that soft middle part like they did for the first part of the thing, but then I don't know, we didn't see JSN again for the rest of the game, but then they went and did it with both DK and Tyler Lockett. They kept their passes pretty short, but for first downs, you know.
Yeah,
Because
and
remember,
your
all you
guy,
have to do is get 5 yards a down.
yeah, your guy last Sunday, you had pointed out Bobo. You were hoping he would have a at least in the red zone, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
This week, he's an actual team captain because he's actually from and near Boston, and
Oh, I love it.
so do you think you'll think he'll be able to see some action today?
God, I hope so, because it would be a shame to have him on the team and then not use him. Again, if you just need a big guy for a third down or just a big body in the red zone, he can do it. He can
Yeah,
freaking catch, and I just don't want to see him wasted on here. You know,
yeah, and he's a really good run blocker too. Like you said, he's a big dude. He can
or
actually
even
help.
he's kind of like that. He could be like a hybrid tight end receiver hybrid
Yeah,
if they could use him a bit more.
right, right,
Um,
right.
yeah,
All
he's
right, so those are the players we're looking for. You said offensive line, I said defensive line, and by the way, the Patriots do have a very good defensive line.
I
Their
know,
defense is pretty
unfortunately.
stingy, so
I know, and
you
I
know
don't.
we'll see how that goes today. So
And
what are
also,
some?
I really don't like it because the Patriots. It's a 10-year anniversary of Super Bowl
Oh
49.
God,
They're already planning
I
to have
wasn't gonna bring it up.
Butler play this thing.
I wasn't gonna bring that up. Okay,
I am.
but I'm actually over it because now Coach Carroll's gone.
Yeah,
Most of the team that was there 10 years ago is gone. I think all
I
of them.
know.
I
I
think.
was over it, and then the Patriots had to bring it up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, of
they're doing
course.
like a whole freaking ceremony of reuniting the guys. I'm
I
like,
know, I know, I know. That's okay. Let them live in the past. You
I
know,
know.
we're gonna turn the page if you know what I mean.
Fine.
So, so what are some question marks in our question number 2? What are some question marks you have after seeing this Seahawks team against Denver last week? Any question marks you got for today?
Well, I think O-line, that was one.
Yeah,
Also, again, about the running backs, how are they going to use them?
yeah,
Are we going to see a lot of Sharp, or is Sharp going to be able to do well on the line of scrimmage? Because I know once K9 went out and Sharp went in, our running game like got stopped immediately.
right.
Um, so like you said, if Sharp doesn't come in, are they going to try it with K Mac or
Well, they're gonna start
Lonnie?
Charbonnet. That's gonna happen. But I'm
Oh,
just
I know, but
saying.
if we start seeing
Okay,
what we saw in the fourth quarter
right.
after that, so that's my big question mark.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me, you know, they're really putting this package together on offense. They're putting the package together on defense. And I think I said last Sunday that this game against Denver last Sunday was more of a fourth preseason game, in my opinion. It was really a dress rehearsal. They're really installing new plays. They're trying to get new guys on the guys that are brand new on the team, like Connor Williams, get them all caught up. And so this game, they had 4 quarters together. on offense and defense. But my big question mark going into this game is what are we going to see that's going to layer in a lot of the things that we saw in game one. And I do believe that you're going to see some different things. I was really wrong. I thought they didn't do a whole lot of pre-snap movement on the offense, and here they ranked in the top 5 in terms of how many times they moved receivers left and right to try to give Geno a better sense of what the defense was doing, if they were in zone or if they were in man. And I really think that, to layer in this week, I would like to see more passes to the tight ends. You didn't see it too much with, I think it was like maybe 5 or 4
Yes,
targets
yes, yes, yes.
to Fant and
Absolutely.
to Noah Fant. And then you had, of course, AJ Barner's a kid that I think can really flourish in this offense. He's a big dude, quick. He's got really great hands. So my biggest question mark going into today is, can we continue to layer? And then on defense, I openly didn't think that I saw too much of like that Ravens defense that I was really expecting last week. Like back a year ago when you watched a Ravens game, you wouldn't know which side of the line, the left or the right, was going to come in for pressure. And don't get me wrong. I think that it happened quite a bit. And again, my eyes are not really catching it because I'm not used to seeing this defense or this offense in these two new schemes. But they did a pretty good job of confusing the hell out of Bo Nix last week. Kind of what
For
Sam
both.
Howell was saying in terms of, hey, it was just really confusing. That defense is a pain in the ass to really understand what they're doing. So they're so camouflaged on what they're doing that I can't even really pick it up when I'm watching the game. So
Good.
those two question marks on offense and defense are my biggest question marks. Can they layer in more of the scheme, more of the plays, and see a little bit different as we continue on in the season?
Absolutely. Well, I think that's good to hear that we're not able to tell what the defense is doing, because last year things got a little predictable that even I could tell what was going on. I'm like, bro, come on. If I can do it, the other quarterback sure as hell can. So
All right, so I got a bonus before we get to predict the score. I got a bonus question for you, and I laid this on to you really, really late in the planning of this podcast.
I like this one. Yeah,
But
no, I like this question. It's a good
I
one.
know, and it's something that I know a lot of the Geno fans out there are going, WTF? Why would you even think about trading Geno? But you look at what's going on in Miami and the fact that they have built an offense that is just literally one of the fastest in the league. Their offensive line is so freaking suspect. That's partly why Tua, got some concussions in the past. This last time he got a concussion because he just didn't know how to slide. The kid needs. I mean, okay, you need to do the slip and slide thing like the Giant or the Bears were doing in the preseason. Anyway, he didn't protect himself, so now they're really stuck behind a rock and a hard place in Miami. What if they decided, hey, we need to go and we need to win now? We're not going to get Tannehill. Tannehill's sitting on the bench. He's not coming back to Miami. Everybody around the league is saying that he just won't go there. There's some bad blood there between those two teams, the squad, the team, and him. Would you consider, if you got a phone call from the owner or the general manager at Miami, to trade Geno Smith for 2 first-round picks to help you possibly stack your cabinet full of first-round picks, possibly to move up at the beginning for the next year's draft? Would you do that today?
Absolutely. I
You
love Geno,
would.
but for two first round picks, absolutely. Um, again, I love Geno. I think the only thing that would make me hesitate would be might give some bad blood in the locker room because Geno's kind of beloved there. But for 2 first round, not for 1 first round pick, but 2, yes,
It would have to be 2 first-round
me too.
picks. I think if you're Schneider, you're going, wait a minute, I have a chance to go very deep in the playoffs this year.
Exactly.
I
I
want to
would,
be able
yeah.
to have the best quarterback that I can get, and that's Geno Smith.
Right.
So
Yeah,
2.
I would for 2 first round picks, I would. And I'd trade Geno, then maybe call up Ryan Tannehill to finish out the season for vet minimum or something. I don't think the Dolphins will do that though, because here's the thing. If Tua retires, and I think he should after this 3rd major concussion, this isn't like, oh, we got a little bop on the head. You had the his body like locked up, and he's had that kind of concussion before. If I were him, I've already got millions in the bank. I would retire because you can't replace that brain damage if you get it more. And
Yeah.
it could have some I would quit now before some irreversible, even more irreversible stuff happens.
Yeah.
That could affect me in my regular life. I know he's young, he feels invincible now, and he may even recover, but dude, don't just, I would say, and if Tua retires, the Dolphins are going to need their first round picks to find a new QB.
Right.
So yes, if the offer was on the table, I would trade Geno for 2 first round picks. And then maybe try out Sam Howell, see what he's going to do. But
Yeah.
especially since our offense is trying to kind of come together anyway.
Yeah.
And then we'd have, if we wanted to go grab a quarterback in the draft with a high draft pick, or better yet, maybe grab some premium O linemen with those first round picks, especially if with Sam Howell we don't do very well, we'll get a even higher draft pick with those first. Oh, no, wait, but it would be how the Dolphins don't do.
Right.
Okay. But still,
It'd probably be 2 late first round picks if Geno was to go over there. Is my supposition.
But like you said, maybe we could trade up with 2 of them. So,
right. So here's my thought, if you don't mind. My thought on this is that it's way too early to do that. It's way too early. And actually, if the longer we wait, if we were to wait till like week 7 or right before the trade deadline,
right.
That could go up to 3 first round picks. I mean,
well, you didn't say there was time limit like right now, but
because Miami could actually show that it's possible with Skylar Thompson, and we'll see him next Sunday. He's coming up to Seattle with the Dolphins. He's a above average quarterback. They actually like him in Miami. The fans love him. And so let's say that they end up going, 3-2 or 2-3 in the next 5 games. And now you're looking at week 6, week 7, and they're maybe a game out of first place in the AFC East. And then they're calling Seattle going, damn it, we love Skylar Thompson, but if we had Geno Smith, who's having an elite season this year, and again, that's the other downside to waiting, is it's possible Geno has a crummy the next 5-6 games, and that
exactly, especially with that new line. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So at this point, it's like, okay, but here's the other part of this is that, what message is that sending to your team when you're trading away your starting quarterback?
Yeah,
is that going to really diminish their motivation? Everybody else is ready, trying to go for the same prize, which is to win the NFC West. What does that do to the team? It's like saying, okay, we're not going to do so well this year, and then maybe not even next year because we're going to have a rookie quarterback. So really, we're talking about 2027 when we're going to do really well. So those are things that, again, as a GM, I'm sure that, he probably gets calls quite a bit to trade for DK, trade for Tyler,
and I even said that at the beginning. The only thing that would make me hesitate is it might put a bad feeling in the locker room with the team.
He did say that. Yep, exactly.
But because Geno's much beloved in there, and especially with the new team of young guys, you kind of want that veteran leadership. But 2 first round picks though.
And maybe 3.
If we can get 3, absolutely. Well, maybe Geno has if Geno has an elite game against the Dolphins, and then our defense makes Skylar look really bad.
Yeah, right.
I think should be like, hey, 3 first round picks.
All right, let's predict the score. This is the last part of our segment this morning. Before we, this is where Receipt Tuesday comes in. Again, the Seahawks are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is 38 points, which is less than last week. It was 41 points last week against Denver. So the guys and gals out in Vegas, they're thinking, okay, it's going to be a less scoring game, probably because you have 2 above-average defenses playing against each other. And so what would you think today's score is going to be if you had to bet today?
Oh, I think it's going to be, I hope I'm wrong, but I think actually, because I watched the Bengals game because I like Joe Burrow and he was on my fantasy team and I got absolutely wrecked because of that. I think I underestimated the Patriots a bit. If they played like they did last week, and I know maybe Joe Burrow was hurt, so that definitely hampered them, but our number 1 running back is out, so I think in that that Patriots defense actually looks really good. So I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to be similar, probably down in like the teens. I would guess.
So what is it?
I would say
You need a minute.
10. Yeah, you say yours first.
Okay. So yeah, I think it is going to be a lower scoring game this week. I think Jacoby Brissett, as much as I think he's not an elite quarterback, still gets the job done. They like to nick and kind of go 3 yard pass, 4 yard pass. They just like to inch their way down the field, which then takes up a lot of the time on the clock for us to score. So then on offense, I think you're right. I mean, no one man except for the quarterback does not make the whole team, but to have K9 out is pretty big, and you lose that opportunity to have a home run play, which I think K-Mac can hit a home run. He's got that kind of speed. However, you're still not K9. And so my score that I think it's going to be 21-17, Seattle wins by 4. And I think the last score that the Patriots get is going to be like a late field goal, trying to do the onside kick kind of thing, which again, that's different with the dynamic kick. You have to let them know you're doing the onside, which is stupid in my opinion, but okay.
So dumb.
And so, yeah, so what did I say?
17-20.
21-17 is what I mean. Yeah. 21-17. So that's 38 points. Again, I think the Vegas guys and gals got that right. It's going to be a lower scoring game. So 21-17. Lock it in. That's my receipt Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go actually even lower. I'm going to say 17-10.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Seahawks, of course.
Seahawks, of course. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go 17-10. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. And, there's not going to be a lot of points, I think, especially since they're at home. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle, especially since our O-line, I think our O-line is going to be still trying to kind of find their way, especially, with George Fant's out, right?
George Fant, I just got the note right now from Seahawks that he's inactive this morning. Yeah.
That's what I thought I saw. I just wanted to double check. Yeah, I think I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 17-10.
17-10, yeah. I'm the whole George Fant right tackle issue is a big one for Seattle, and I really, again, that really changes the dynamic on the way that Grubb plays the offense in terms of, letting his playbook again. In my question mark, can they layer in more plays on the offense? Well, when you have an ailing right side of your offensive line, you have to then sort of peel back rather than include more. So I'm a little concerned about that, but again, could this really be preseason game number 5? That's a possibility too, as we go forward. So you got 17-10.
Yeah.
You have 17-10. I have 21-17. So we'll see how it goes. Any last minute thoughts before we say see you later till later?
Yeah, I think what Grubb needs to do is focus on the short passing game. No long developing deep shot plays. Get that ball out fast. I think that's going to be huge. If they can get the ball out fast, just do those little 4-yard pops to your running back, to JSN, to hopefully Noah Fant get some of the tight ends involved. I think that's going to be the key. Because remember, you only need to get 4 yards a down to get a first down.
Right.
Focus on getting first downs. You'll eventually get to the goal line. I know sometimes Gino, just like Russell, wants to be a hero and gets that big play. And I'm like, no, not when you have you're running. Not when you have that only works if you have a good O line. Right. With an O line that's kind of struggling, do the short passes, and no short passes behind the line of scrimmage with those screens. I hate that. No, none of that. Tossing the ball back 5 yards to your running back and then having him run for it. I hate those. I hate those. Yeah. It's negative yardage. Don't do it. That only works if you have a good O-line. So no behind the line of scrimmage stuff.
Okay.
Forward, always forward.
So no mid or long-term throws for you. No wide receiver, running back screens. Okay, that's what we're hearing. For me, my last second thing is,
mid throws in that little soft spot. I was just talking about 3 yards a down. So
my last second thought is just that with Fant being out, you're definitely going to need Charbonnet in there on the right side of Gino. and he's going to have to be there to protect against the awesome pass rusher they have over there.
Right.
The other thing is you can use Noah Fant or Barner to try to kind of clip and run. You kind of chip and run. And that's probably going to be another thing they'll employ too today. So watch out for that. So
yeah, they got to but they also have to be careful to not draw the refs drawing flags for pick plays, you know?
Right.
You got to be careful with those chips because that could be offensive pass interference. So, because I've seen the refs do that to us before, so you got to be careful with that.
Well, cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers.
I know you're up there in Seattle. I'm sure it's is it cloudy up there today? Is it raining? Have you looked outside?
Yeah, it's cloudy out there as of right now, though. Of course, I'll run back out there. And no,
it's pouring down sunshine here in the desert, Palm Springs area. It's actually 72 degrees this morning, which is beautiful. Normally it's 85 by now. So, all right, well, cheers to the Seahawks.
All right,
cheers to you too.
Go Hawks!
Go Hawks! You got to drink though. You have to drink. You have to, All right, we'll see you on Tuesday for Receipt Tuesday. My name is Native Seahawk, and you are?
I don't know if I have Tuesday
You're
off.
Vega.
As long as it's in the evening, I can pop on.
Yeah. I was saying my name is Native Seahawk, and you are?
Vega Sailor Cosplay.
All right. Have a good day. Good Go Hawks. Hopefully everybody stays injury-free today, including the Seahawks.
Yes, please.
Okay. Go Hawks.
But Go Hawks. Bye.